Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about Notes 1.6 continued. So again, we're going to be talking about some more theorems as it relates to proofs. So in the information section, you're going to have two different types of bisects. Bisect basically means to divide into two congruent parts. So the first one we're going to talk about is an angle bisector. Okay. So here you need to write mark two congruent angles. So here you would say angle BCA is congruent to angle DCA. So here's our picture, all right? So basically, AC is the bisector. As you see, AC bisects angle BCD. What that means is this side is congruent to this side, okay? And as you can see, this is an angle here that I'm highlighting. Now, you don't have to write this on your Google form, your Google slide, but I did want to draw it so that way you could see it. Sorry, I had to clean this up a little bit. Okay. And this is the angle here that's being bisected. All right. And here in this box, you write definition of angle bisector. Okay. The second kind of bisector we're going to talk about is a segment bisector. Here, we're going to mark two congruent segments. BC is congruent to CD. All right. So AE, over here on the right, AE bisects BD. So it basically bisects this, so it splits it up into two equal parts. So here we got this section here is congruent to this section here. Okay, and this is the actual side here that's being bisected. So let's look at example number one. Example number one tells us that BD bisects AC. So our first thing is we want to mark it on the picture. So if we mark it on the picture, we're going to put a mark here and a mark here. Now again, you won't be able to do this on the Google slide, but just so you know what we're marking. What did we mark? Now we marked AD, and DC. So we would say AD is congruent to DC. Now again, you don't have to put the little mark above it because the Google slide may not let you do it, but again, you need to write this information. And then why did we mark it? And we would mark, and the reason we marked it, we would say definition sorry guys, I zoomed in. Okay, sorry, had to zoom out that way. I don't know, I think I tapped on something, I apologize. All right, so back to this. It was a definition of segment bisector. All right. So that is the reason why we marked it. Now we see DB bisects ABC. So again, this is our ABC. And then that basically means that these two angles here are congruent to each other because it's split into two different parts. So you don't have to write this part, but again, this is basically bisecting this into two congruent angles whereas this one did two congruent segments. I'll try to draw that a little better. So what did we mark on the picture? We went ahead and marked it. What did we mark? We said angle, and if you can't do your angle, just write the word angle. It's congruent to angle CBD. All right. And why do we mark it? It was the definition of angle bisector. All right. So these two bits of information we'll be using in future proofs. So stay tuned for our next video in which we'll talk about, we actually do it in a proof form as opposed to just talking about the concepts of it. All right, so see you in the next one. Bye.